Hey everybody and welcome. Today is a good day. I say that at the start of all of my videos. I've just realized that. The reason that I've been able to get this camera, well, first of all, it's because you guys watch my videos. Because if you didn't watch my videos, then really and truly, there's no point having a camera. So thank you massively to everyone on Team AB. And if you are not already subscribed to Team AB, what are you waiting for? Right, so my new vlogging setup. So I have gone and, in fact, let me tell you a bit of a background story, because before this I had a Canon G7X. Now, I know what people are going to think. They're looking at me in the comments going, oh my God, you traded the G7X in for a DSLR, but just hang fire. So I had the G7X for about 4 days. And I love that camera. I think it's amazing for a point and shoot. It's probably the best camera you can ever have. And it is like the go-to vlogging camera that everybody seems to be using nowadays. But I've always had a thing for wanting to eventually get into DSLR photography and cinematography. And I almost needed kind of like an entry-level DSLR, which is this. It's the Canon 200D, or if you're in the States, it's the Canon SL2. Now, what you get in the pack, or what I got in the pack, is you get the body of the camera, you get a 50mm prime lens, which is amazing for that depth of field stuff, which is awesome. And you obviously get the kit lens, which is an 18 to 55mm. Now, I've also gone and purchased myself a 10 to 18mm wide vlogging lens, 10 to 18mm wide lens, which is great for vlogging. People using DSLR setups for vlogging tend to go for this kind of lens because it allows you to capture so much stuff around you, whilst enabling you to zoom in enough to get that cool shot for talking to each other, but also if you want to show your surroundings a lot more, this is kind of the lens to go to. Oh, I also got the Rode Videomic Go with the dead cat on top of it, and I will leave a link to everything in the description if this is a setup you'd like to go for. It's all about the Canon 200D, and I am so happy. I mean, aesthetically, it looks incredible, and I've not used it yet, so I'm going to use a couple of sample footage tests in this video so you guys can see what the lenses are like. Obviously, I could never use this as a vlog lens. My arm is completely extended and I'm still like super zoomed in. Obviously, super nice blurry background and you can see my ugly face, but this clearly isn't a lens to hold out and vlog with. But again, cinematic sequences, if someone's helping with the camera footage, I reckon this could get some seriously cool little bits of clip for B-roll. So let me switch up to the kit lens. Okay, so now we've moved on to the 18 to 55mm kit lens. Again, arm completely reached out. I can super zoom in, but again, if you think about the depth of field and the viewing within the frame, it's still relatively close. So in fact, that's one thing I really do need to get used to, is looking into here and not over here, because it's so easy to look over to the screen. The screen should be probably used to frame yourself, and then obviously for me to communicate with you lovely people. I mean, look how wide that lens is, and that's maxed out, and if I zoom in, then we can have a proper conversation. So I'm super excited. The audio that you guys obviously are hearing now is set on the Rode Videomic. I'm playing around with the audio settings, so if you still think that I need to do some adjusting, please let me know. Let me know in the comments below if it's too loud or not too loud, because I've got it set to manual settings, because if I leave it on auto, you get this terrible hissing noise in the background, because you have the preamp, the auto preamp on these cameras, so it just gets confused and just like, it just doesn't like it. Naturally, being a YouTuber or aspiring to be a proper YouTuber, I'm still very, very small. But one of the things that obviously you could do, you could just hold the camera out as you do. But I've also got myself the Joby Gorilla mount pod which for me is going to be perfect. And by the way, for those of you who see me vlogging in public when I use the iPhone, you know that my arm is like so far out there to try and capture as much as I can with the iPhone. But actually with this lens, I can literally hold the camera this close to me and it picks up not only me, but it also provides a nice view around me, which is absolutely awesome. And I can zoom out, zoom in, and the mic will pick up the audio great. And that's one of the biggest things for me. It's all about audio. And I've always struggled in the past. I've had situations where I've had to can loads of parts of videos because of wind noise and the audio. And I've watched loads of videos in the past, and actually I think sometimes the audio quality is more important than the actual video quality itself. So we've definitely upped our game from an audio perspective. So I'm really, really excited to start using this out in the field. And obviously I've still got the iPhone X, so if I need a quick point and shoot camera, it's there. But guys, I'm very, very new to this whole DSLR setup. I've very much been used to the point and shoot, and always kind of with the camera that you have in your pocket, it's always the easiest one to film with, which is very true, and I still believe that. But I've really wanted to get into DSLR, not just for videos, but for photography. It's kind of like a new chapter. It's like a new chapter for me, because I really want to start to up my photography game as well. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you're not, follow me over here, because you need to head over there. Follow me, because you see all the pre-YouTube stuff over there. And also I'm going to start taking photos with this, and it will be almost like a new chapter for me. Photography and cinematography is something that I have very, very, very much embraced and let into my life over the last year and a bit, but even more so, I would say, in the last couple of months. It's a passion of mine which just kind of grew out of nowhere. If you asked me 3 years ago, would you see yourself doing this? I wouldn't have said yes. And would you see yourself being really keen to find awesome locations, awesome cars, awesome anything just to shoot quality photos with and shoot quality footage and b-roll? I would have probably said no. But it's kind of crazy how life pans out, and how, you know, things that you think you didn't like actually end up being things you're really passionate about. And that's kind of where I am now. So what do I mean by it's the start of a new chapter? Well, I think it's a really good opportunity because I am a complete novice when it comes to photography, and my cinematography is very, very, I think it's still quite amateur. I know some of you guys have praised it in the comments, and I really appreciate it, but I'm still very, very new. I think I overuse transitions, if I'm honest with you. I think some of my color grading is a bit amateur, but it's all about the learning process. So I'm going to start doing some extra videos as well, and some of you may like them, some of you may not. And if you just are here for the car stuff, then cool. You don't have to watch these videos, but for anybody who is thinking about learning DSLR stuff, how to take photos, we can learn together, because I'm still very new and I want to share that journey with you guys. Also, obviously, if you've had a look at here on my Instagram feed, you'll see that I've started to play around with the color grading and the editing and chucking in lens flares and all this cool stuff, which is something very new to me. And I'll also start to show you guys some videos of how I do that, how I edit, that kind of stuff. Now, that doesn't mean I'm parking the car stuff. Absolutely not. Car stuff is, it's my heart and soul. It's still my ultimate passion. But I also want to continue to kind of share more of my life with you guys, open up a bit more, and yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm super happy. This is going to be cool. It's going to be cool. So let's talk a little bit more about this camera and obviously the setup that I'm running. So we've got the Joby Gorilla pod, really, really good, by the way. I had a smaller one of this before, and I used the Manfrotto tripod for the iPhone, which was perfect. But this thing here, it's just insane. The view that I'll get when I'm looking in the camera, and what you guys will see, because vlogging is all about bringing people along with you, sharing your story. And sometimes it's very difficult when the camera is so close to your face and all you guys are seeing is my face. It doesn't portray the story, it doesn't portray the experience that I'm having, that I should be sharing with you guys. Whereas this camera will allow me to do that, particularly the lens more than anything. Now, I've opted for this lens because personally, the kit lens itself, I think is a great lens for photography. I'm not entirely sure about for vlogs, and the reason being is that this one here that came with this one doesn't have the image stabilization on it, and it's quite a noisy motor, so when it's auto focusing you can hear it coming through the mic, and that's not the kind of sound experience I want to give you guys. I want to give you guys more of a stereo sound, which is where the Rode mic comes in. The other thing obviously I've got is the 50mm prime lens. Will help me get some of those cool B-roll shots, like those cinematic shots where the subject is in focus and the background is proper blurry, and that'll be so cool. And then obviously my day-to-day vlogging lens will be the 10 to 18mm wide Canon lens with an STM motor, which means it's super quiet and it's just going to be insane. For those of you who are watching this and you are brand new to the channel, I do other videos as well with cars and car events. That's a real passion of mine. But I think you guys should subscribe anyway, because I'm going to try and bring a bit more content. I said at the start of the year for my current subscribers that there was a bigger world outside of a bath, and I've already started to show that with my cars and the stuff that I'm getting on the channel. And obviously the whole photography, videography, cinematography is fast becoming a real passion of mine. And you know, I'm finding myself just walking around cool places and just snapping everything on my iPhone and just looking at how I can edit it. You know, I've started to use Lightroom for editing photos now. I used to literally just chuck it on Instagram, chuck a filter over it, and boom, that was it. Now I'm really trying to understand what makes a good photo, what makes a photo engaging, what makes video engaging, and storytelling behind videos. So yeah, I'm excited to bring you guys on a journey. So if you are not subscribed already, please make sure to hit subscribe. I would love to know, for anybody who is kind of really into filmmaking, photography, etc., what camera do you guys use? What lens do you use? Please chuck it in the comments below. I read every comment. I try to reply to every comment. And obviously everyone in Team AB who's already subscribed, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. Awesome. Join the journey and the adventure. And I'm going to see you guys very soon. Thank you all for watching. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.